from Capitol Hill. All right, Samantha-Jo, what did they actually accomplish? It's a short-term fix, so what's in it?
Well, Holly, government shutdown is averted for now. The lights will stay on here at the Capitol for at least another month. But now lawmakers will kick a full lineup of work into the new year. Now, some of those sticking points up to the final hours before votes on Thursday, the reauthorization of FISA, a surveillance program that allows the collection of intelligence on non-U.S. citizens, funding for CHIP, the child health insurance program that ran out of federal money on September 30th, whether to include disaster relief funding, how much money to allocate to defense, and whether to add an extension to the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, or DACA program. Now, the House also approved a disaster spending bill that would give additional money for hurricane recovery in Texas, Florida, Puerto Rico, and the Virgin Islands. Money from that bill will also go to California, that has been devastated by wildfires in 2017. Now, between assurances from House Speaker Paul Ryan, pressure from President Trump to avoid a shutdown, and the impending holidays, most GOP lawmakers agreed to just set aside their misgivings. Now, what lawmakers haven't handled is almost more significant. Left unfinished are bipartisan efforts to smash budget limits that are freeze on the Pentagon and domestic agencies, a long-term extension of the child's health insurance program for 9 million low-income kids, Senate legislation aimed at stabilizing health insurance markets, and immigration, which will be among the greatest challenges among lawmakers in January. Now, I spoke with Senator Thom Tillis, and he says he thinks they'll get this accomplished.
You know, I'm optimistic that if we get past the spending bill, we can focus on actually shoring up the provisions around border security, some of the remaining questions that are open about the DACA population, how big it is, and the process for going through. I'm confident we can get it done in January.
So a lot here to do for lawmakers. They're going to need to come together in a bipartisan way to hammer this all out. Holly.
All right, that disaster bill, particularly important to Florida, but seems like this is just the way we operate now, the threat of a government shutdown at the end of the year. Samantha-Jo, what is it that lawmakers are doing that they're not negotiating and getting those spending bills together?
Well, Holly, it's something that is definitely causing a lot of frustration here on Capitol Hill. Over the last few weeks, the oxygen here really being sucked up by that tax bill. And now that that's done, they really only had about one day to get together once again and try and hammer things together. And what we saw is a Republican Party that was pretty divided amongst themselves. So it'll be really interesting to see if they're going to be able to do this when they get back and come together in a meaningful way, because I don't think Democrats will vote the way that they did yesterday moving forward. Holly.